What's up, Starcraft fans? It is Friday, 2 a.m. in Manila. That means it's time for an update. You guys might remember last year, I made a New Year's resolution to create new StarCraft content, and as soon as this video finishes uploading, I would have had completed that resolution because I have videos ready to go pretty much until the end of December because when this video goes live, I will not be at home. I'll actually be with my parents in the US, joining them for the trip. So, a lot has changed since I made that post last year. I realized as I was recording the videos for when I'm on the trip that this way that I spend my time is kind of not sustainable. So, as you guys may know, I am actually married, and my wife made me realize that I don't actually spend that much time with her. Whenever she talks to me about our time together, she says that during weekends she usually is just waiting on me, like literally just waiting on me to complete my video recording and my streaming so we can spend time. It's not it's not a good place to be when you're just 1 year into your marriage with one person constantly waiting on the other. I want to actually spend more time with her, and at some point, if we decide to start a family, we will need to spend even more time taking care of the family. So, I have to reevaluate all the things that I have started in previous years as well as this year. So, to start, the YouTube channel is not going away for now. I realized that some videos are pretty easy to do. For example, the Monday mutation videos, I can get that done quickly. I've done all the mutations and I usually can get in most of them. I can get them done in like one try. The commander tier lists are a more tricky proposition because we still have 100 or so, maybe 100 or so weekly mutations that we haven't done tier lists for yet, and they are by far the most viewed content on my channel outside of the 2v2 mutation deconstruction challenge videos and new commanders, but that's not coming. So yes, the commander tier lists are basically bread and butter these days. The problem is it actually cost me more money to produce those videos that it makes back for me. I pay Zeus, my editor, or Platypus as he names himself these days. I pay him more money to edit my videos than what I actually make back. So by continuing to put out the tier list videos, I'm actually going deeper and deeper into the red on the tier list videos overall. The only time that the tier list videos do better than what I pay Zeus is for stuff like hardware malfunction coming next or in 2 weeks. Stuff like Avengers Assemble, stuff like Memorable Boss. So those really, really popular ones, those really memorable ones, are few and far in between. No, not far in between. Sometimes they're just right next to each other. But yes, that is not a common occurrence. So I'm gonna have to consider what my actions here. I might just have to bite the bullet on the expense because even though it doesn't make money for me technically, I lose money producing these videos. These are still probably the most important content on this channel because when people need help completing mutations, they gotta check out the tier list to see which commanders and which strategies they should go for. Uh, and of course, that goes to say that I still need to find time with Tutu, Sticksbender, Eviling, and Herman to do the tier lists. That is, I would say, by far the most difficult part of doing the channel over the past year. I've thought of all the tasks I had to do, the solos, the Nexus co-op commanders that I had to do, the challenges. The hardest one by far was just getting them all the same spot because the time I record the videos these days is usually just when I come home after dinner with the wife and before we go to bed. And that time is usually around 5, 6 a.m. for Stixbender and Herman. So it's actually pretty difficult to ask them to wake up early for a tier list video that they make absolutely zero money for. They don't make anything. I don't pay them, which is unfair because they are providing expert knowledge. I just can't go even deeper into the red than I already am. The good news is at least Tutu is close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and that means he can monetize his content. By the way, guys, you should really subscribe to Tutu because he is close to being able to monetize his awesome videos. And besides, they're very helpful anyway. But yes, I will probably continue making the tier list videos as long as they are willing. That's still gonna be quite onerous for me though. I will have to make it even more expedited. Like if Stixbird is not available, or if Tutu's not available, I'll have to go with just the other. Just do. If you've seen it before actually. Just I in the previous tier list video, I only had Tutu recording for that tier list because Stixbird was not available. I might have to do more of that, especially for the easier ones, the more straightforward ones. The more difficult ones, I have no choice really but to get them both so we can get a more well-rounded assessment of each commander and their prestiges and their strategies. Aside from that, my other videos, I will still have to do the weekly requests or the monthly requests of my Pulse Cannon or higher tier supporters. As I mentioned in that YouTube post, they are pretty much the only guys who are keeping the channel afloat because they provide a steady source of revenue for the channel that even eclipses at many points the earnings from ad revenue from YouTube. Because, well, the exception of course is when I have a 2v2 video that comes out. It kind of raises my entire revenue stream because it brings in a lot of viewers, and the videos themselves do very well because of watch time and stuff. But yes, other than that, the Patreon supporters are the only guys who are really bringing in or really providing the necessary justification to keep this channel going. So I will probably keep fulfilling their requests one a month. And then the Thursday videos, so they alternate Thursday content between campaign videos and best unit videos. Neither of them are doing particularly well, which informs me that people don't really care about these videos. Which, well, if people don't care about them, why should you keep producing them? I might not have any more of those best unit series or campaign series unless it becomes maybe if a Patreon supporter requests it or something, I would put them on for that Patreon supporter in particular. And the rest of the weekend, I have 3 early mutation videos coming out of next week's mutation. If you don't know, the entire roster of the weekly mutations and their order have already been mapped out. I've been tracking this stuff ever since weekly mutations came out. You can see the date here. 2016, May 16 was the first ever mutation, Trade of the Dead. And I've been tracking every single mutation ever since. For a lot of the time, especially when they were still putting out new content, I was data mining the map editor for new co-op mutations. And I was able to put them out even then. And now, when there's no new content, you just kind of cycle through them. We're in the second go-around of the later half weekly mutations. And once it cycles back, the last one was Fire in the Hold. That was the last weekly mutation. After that, it cycles back to Train of the Dead. And we'll have the cycle all over again. I might not produce... We'll see if I'll keep producing those 3 early mutation videos. I do have those 3 up to hardware malfunction. I'm not sure if I'll keep producing them for Shared Pain, The Longest Night, and this stuff. Especially after this mutation, Decade of Decadence, because that is the mutation when Prestigious came out. And when Prestigious came out, it's pretty much the final state of co-op. So there's really no new means of doing the weekly mutations once it cycles back to Decade of the Cadence, because all the prestigious already know at that point. So maybe I'll keep doing it until the Quick and the Undead. We are at, I think this week's mutation is Operation Cooperation. Yeah, I think we're at Operation Cooperation at this point. And I have videos until hardware malfunction, so maybe three more weeks won't be so bad. I might be able to get them out. The only thing that's kind of making me reconsider is that those videos for the last year have mostly been for cross promotion of other Starcraft II Co-op channels. As you see, as you've seen, I've featured guys like Tutu, Lila, Dr. Lila. I've had Ann Calagan sometimes. I've had R Master J. I'm not sure if Eurono's videos is out yet, but I will have Eurono on here. I do have guys like I already mentioned that. I occasionally have Herman and Stixbender join me for these. I had Nostrabor, I had Hackerberger. I'm trying to get more guys. I was trying to get more guys on. Really, I was trying to get more people to join me for these weekly mutation videos. Maybe maybe if I could get someone to schedule these things with the mutation video partners, like if I had these guys fixed, because the hardest part, as usual, is getting them to record with me. Time is the most difficult part of doing these videos. Maybe if someone could help schedule these guys, or if someone would volunteer to just do them every week with me. If, of course, since it's a cross promotional thing, I help promote your channel by getting you seed if you play well. Uh we'll see though. I think maybe I'll keep at least the one with Tutu, the one with the bad commanders, since Tutu is pretty consistent. And the reason for that consistency is, of course, we are in the same time zone. He is in China, I'm in the Philippines. So it's pretty easy when we say, hey, let's meet at 8 p.m., record a video. He's there because he knows what time it is, and we're pretty much on the same time. If it's 8 p.m. for me, it's 8 p.m. for him. Not right now, of course, when this video comes out, but as of recording, it is also it's actually stupid o'clock for me right now. Uh, and so it's also stupid o'clock for him. Maybe 2-2. The others, I'm not sure. Ann Calagan is usually okay with recording. Pikai, I've had Pikai before. He hasn't done the video with me in over a year. I think he's kind of burned out from doing the recording. Not even playing StarCraft. I think he's just burned out from doing the recording. I do see him occasionally playing mutations, but not recording them, and that's understandable. It can burn you out when you just keep grinding and don't really see any noticeable improvements in your viewership. I get it. It's happening to me. It's actually stagnating for me right now, and I get it. It's my fault because I don't really innovate myself. I don't really change up the content or really spend more time improving it for obvious reasons. Because as you already know, as I already said, I'm reconsidering just cutting back the content overall, so I can spend more time with work, family, and that sort of stuff. Aside from that, the Tuesday, Monday is the weekly mutation video. I can probably do that. Tuesday is the tier list. We'll see. We'll see if we how long we can still make them. Wednesday is the Patreon videos. I will probably still find time for those Patreon videos. Thursday is out. I won't do the campaign and the best unit series anymore. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend is maybe I'll do the bad commander series with Tutu. He's usually available. If anyone else can find themselves available when I usually am, we can make something happen. Just just the easy ones to produce, those early mutations. So that's that for the channel. What about all the other stuff I do, like this thing this thing that I maintain? I will probably keep this around, but the difficulty polls and the popularity polls of the weekly mutations, I will probably keep them running until maybe until Decade of the Cadence as well, because it's the end state of the weekly mutations or of the commander. So I'll maybe run the polls until Decade of the Cadence. Then for the rest of them, instead of having a poll, I'll just say the commander who won the week when that mutation came out, and the result of the poll from when that mutation ran. I'll just have the difficulty rating just from the last poll, and I won't really run them anymore. So I don't have to beg people every week. So if you guys know, I actually already am having difficulty getting these Commander of the Week polls. Not to make them. Yes, it's kind of tricky to make them. No, not tricky. It's time consuming to make them. But what's even more time consuming is just getting people to vote on these things. I don't know why people don't like voting on Commander of the Weeks. It's just click any commander you like and then click vote. But for some reason, I still have difficulty getting 50 votes every single week on these things. I'll probably stop them as well once we hit Decade of the Cadence, because I can just Commander of the Week is whoever won the poll the last time this poll ran, and I don't really have time anymore to make these or to keep begging people to vote on these. Now for this part, the Reddit and Battle.net post. So every week I write a mutation post on the current active weekly mutation. So this was, as of this week, it was League of Vermilion's. I made this post. I actually have a template that I use to fill out the information, to get the URLs for the images, the links, the Commander of the Weeks. I have all that in my template. I will probably stop this. I'll probably stop this. This one's actually tricky for me. I actually want to stop it right now. Just making these every week is kind of straining for me. I might stop these the same time as Decade of the Cadence, but I'm actually considering that I might not even post them anymore in 2024. I'll just keep running because I don't want to stop at 399. Like 400 is just, well, actually at the time this goes out, the week 400 mutation post should already be live. So if it's not live, then there might be something wrong that happened. But anyway, yeah, so this is on the Blizzard forums. So you need to have a certain status to be able to post images and links and stuff. So I will stop posting these myself, but I'm very happy to give my template to anyone who volunteers to make these posts for me. Maybe I'll ask Leviathan, the MVP customer support for Starcraft. I might ask him to post these after I stop posting them myself, just every week. Maybe. If anyone else wants to volunteer, the only thing you need to do really is to be regularly active on the Blizzard forums, and I'll just give you my template. You can fill out, like, let me actually show you the template. So I just fill out this data here on this column. I usually just copy paste this from the previous time the mutation ran. Just notes, the commander polls, the result of the polls that I run, and then they'll auto format themselves here, and then just copy this, and then just yeah, paste it here. You can see everything here, the text that I've pre-made. I've pre-formulated all these to auto format themselves to look like this. So really, if you volunteer for it, all you have to do is fill out the information and just copy paste it on the Blizzard forums, and it'll look like that. So I might stop this after Decade of Decadence, or if anyone volunteers to take this from my hands, I would volunteer. I would give you the reins. I would give you the template as soon as like January 2024, first week. Yeah, sure. If anyone wants to do this, let me know, because it's more trouble than it's worth, to be honest. Like, you see, only 3 people really like this post. I don't know how many. Wait, I can actually see how many people read. So, 350 people have read this, and I would say most of them. Maybe this is not a fair one, because this was a slightly harder one. Let's do this one, locked and loaded. How many people actually read this post? 400. So it's actually a lot more. It's actually a lot more. So maybe people just like reading this sort of stuff. But 400 guys who read this. Yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to rationalize just making this post week after week when I can just hand it off to someone who also wants to volunteer for the job. But yes, let me know down below if you want to take this job from me. I will happily give you the template. You can even change stuff if you want to. But yeah, just take it from my hands. Oh, I do have fields here for the poll links. You also probably have to create the polls, at least for. Actually, now that I mentioned it, I already mentioned that I will no longer create polls after Decade of Decadence, so maybe for the Commander of the Week, I will no longer have these polls. I'll just have the Commander of the Week for this week, which is already given in that spreadsheet, in that Google sheet that I showed you earlier, and then the difficulty and popularity ratings of that mutation just given out already. There's no need to vote because it was already voted on last time. The other thing that I post is on Reddit. I post this is the old Reddit format, by the way. I prefer looking at the old version of Reddit than the new one. The old one's kind of, well, just flat out prettier than the new one. This was pretty much the same post. It's just a different column where the Reddit post is pre-formatted, pre-formulated. All of this copy here and paste it here, and then it'll look like this. It'll look pretty much like this. I'm not sure if people, if not, I'm not sure if the mods will sticky it though. They sticky it if I post it because I'm pretty much the co-op guy for Reddit. But if someone else posts it, you'll have to talk with the moderators of our Starcraft and our Starcraft II if they would stick your posts. But judging from how this performed, like 4 votes, 4 points, that means if it's 84%, 5 people upvoted this, 1 person downvoted, so that's a net of plus 4. So 5 people. Is it really worth still posting on Reddit? Feels like nobody even likes these. I don't know. I don't really know how many people even read these things. But yes, if you are a Reddit user, feel free to take this from my hands. I will give you the template. You can post it every week, so I don't have to anymore. Same deal, just get the information already. Just get the information from this table that I maintain. I'll also give you the link here. You can follow it, check the information. So you can do that for yourself, so I don't have to. So that's more time taken off of StarCraft II Co-op responsibilities, more time with the wife. Live streaming. I have decided that I will no longer live stream regularly. I may still live stream on weeks where the mutation is more difficult, where people really need my help. For example, hardware malfunction, I might find the time to stream then. For stuff like Memorable Boss, Assembly of Vengeance, Railroad Switch, Growing Threat, Portal Power, Sheer Chaos, I might have to find time to help people with that mutation if they need it. If not, then there's no reason for me to stream The Twitch thing for me has been a fun experiment. I did try, it was fun to stream, to have a live audience watch me play video games. That was pretty fun. The thing is, it takes up 4 hours, usually more, of my time when I live stream, and that's considered a short stream. So it's probably not sustainable for me to do this in the long term, especially when you see my viewership: 64 views, 23 views, 15 views. Oh wait, that's a highlight. Let me find my recent broadcasts. Well, here it is. Yeah, it's not a lot more. It's actually not a lot more. Wait, this is 6 months ago though. How about past broadcasts? No videos found. Oh wow. I forgot that Twitch deletes those VODs of my previous live streams, but it's not a lot. It's just a tiny fraction of whatever I get on YouTube. So since not a lot of people watch the live stream anyway, and I spend so much time there that it takes away from spending time with my wife, it's probably not worth it anymore to keep live streaming regularly. I will only live stream if people actually need help with the mutation. Then I'll go on live on once that week on Sunday, help people, and then resume being on hiatus, a permanent hiatus. Basically dead. The Twitch channel is dead. It's probably just there to come back when people. It's basically just in times of dire need for people. When I bring back the Twitch streams, it's not making any money for me. It's, well, it is kind of. It did, not is. It did. Past tense, but a tiny amount. Like I get like maybe one sub per week, and half of the proceeds of that I just donate to teamtrees.org to help fight deforestation, climate change. It doesn't even go to me. Like all of it doesn't even go. It doesn't even go to me. It goes to fighting climate change. Yeah, it's been fun. This Twitch thing has been fun. I do enjoy live streaming. I do enjoy interacting with you guys while playing video games, but I guess it's just not meant to be long term. Once upon a time, I dreamed of maybe doing this thing full time, but I found that I'm actually better at my day job than this Twitch thing. Maybe even this YouTube thing, because I actually, yeah, I actually perform better in my day job down here. So back in, I think, August, I think it was in August, that I made an announcement that I had a roadmap ready to start getting new content onto StarCraft 2 again, or specifically StarCraft 2 Co-op. It is still going, but I think I can only get it up to phase 1, and phase 1 is only bug fixing. So this is the private chat I have of the bug fixing team. They can actually do the work themselves. They don't need any external management. They can just process these these bug fixes. They can troubleshoot. They can upload. They can upload versions with the bug fixes, and then once they have it ready, they can collate that into a patch and send it to the Blizzard guy, and he will publish it to the live game. That's probably as far as I can go because, as I mentioned, it's not really doing anything for me personally. This whole I started this whole thing in an effort to get more content into StarCraft II Co-op. It's not for personal enrichment or benefit. It's just for the love of the game. And unfortunately, the time no longer permits for me. I apologize to everyone whom I gave false hope that maybe there would be more content. That being said, I'm only saying that I can't continue this. The roadmap has already been made. You can see I've already detailed every step of the way. Currently we're at bug fixes, but if we can build enough trust, we can suggest new weak mutation. I even had an idea. I actually have an idea for how to implement phase 2. I I was able to ask Cage to make a list. I would think not Cage. I think it was Owlmaster. I requested for him to make a database where people can submit weekly mutations, and that will sort out the duplicates and bad mutation or not standard mutations. Like if you have like 4 or 6 mutators or maps that don't exist or mutators that don't exist, it can sort that out and then have reviewers. I already have an idea for how to go about phase 2. Phase 3, I actually had an ideas for balance patches. I made a video before detailing commanders in most need of a buff, and I also have ideas on prestigious in need of a nerf. So yeah, the roadmap is here. You guys probably also have ideas of your own on how to do this. The roadmap is here. I can't personally manage this anymore. I have enough on my plate. In fact, I have more than enough on my plate. If you want to take over, I don't even need to give you permission anymore. Just feel free. The roadmap is here. Maybe get together on your own. You can feel free to use my Discord or some other community to come together and revive content for Starcraft II Co-op. But unfortunately for me, I cannot be part of it anymore because I just have too much on my own plate. And that's probably the worst news of this, because I really do know that if I work hard enough on this, I can't get stuff done even probably up to phase 4. Maybe phase 4 is probably the furthest one I can realistically envision. Phase 5 is so much of a stretch. I will need actual game developers here. Like maybe if Monk could somehow find time. Maybe if the guys who are working on Zero Space could find time. Maybe, but a game designer I am not. So I cannot really work on new prestigious. But if I really set a full-time effort on it, I can probably get up to phase 4. But alas, reality, uh real life is a thing, and I do actually want to spend more time with my wife. So this is all I can give you for now. Yeah, I believe that's everything I do for Starcraft II Co-op. The polls, I'll stop them after Decade of the Cadence. The Twitch channel, I will only revive that. I will only go live for specific mutations that a lot of people need help. The Thursday videos are gone. The weekend videos I can do maybe once per week instead of 3 per week. So I can do the bad commanders with Tutu because specifically he's on the same time zone as me. So we can easily get together and just do maybe I can even do so with Nostrabor. Nostrabor is in the same country as me. He's also in the Philippines, so we can maybe work on something for 2 out of 3. But well, if someone else though, yeah, I as I mentioned, if someone else wants to collaborate with me for early mutations, we have to get together on a set time per week and probably do it in one try so I can get back to my wife. Commander tier lists. I mentioned I'm not sure how long I can keep doing it. It is the best performing content on my channel. That is true. It's probably the one that most people need, but it will cycle at some point, and I don't know what more there is to talk about once we've already discussed the tier lists. And the Monday video, I can definitely do the Monday video, and the Patreon requests, I definitely have to do the Patreon requests. They have financed my parents' trip, like no kidding. I did not. Well, the funds that I needed to send my parents to that 3-week trip, it's almost entirely from the pooled contributions over several years of my Patreon supporters that financed their trip. That's why I am personally obligated to still continue their monthly requests. And finally, this update, this new content. If someone wants to manage this, feel free. I cannot do this anymore. The the Blizzard forum posts and the Reddit posts, contact me either down below, preferably on Discord, so I can send you the template and discuss what questions you may have regarding posting them. And yeah, can't be quite sure if any of you enjoy that, but thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what else I can do, if I can do them, please leave that in a comment. I will see you guys next time.